All right. Hey, this is Brad Thompson, founder of Red Key. And with me today, I'm honored to have Mannerfelt, excuse me, Anna, who is the CEO and partner of Wired Mustang, a digital marketing firm, and not Wild Mustang, Wired Mustang. So, Anna, welcome today. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much, Brad, for having me. This is quite an honor, and it's my favorite topic in the whole world. So yeah, let's get started. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, why don't you share with our viewers a little bit about your background? You're not originally from the United States. You're from Sweden.
I am. I'm actually born and raised in Stockholm, Sweden. I have 5 sisters still living there with nieces and nephews and parents and all that goody stuff. But I moved here about 20 years ago. And I've been in marketing for about 30 years. And I came to Colorado 3.5 years ago, almost 4 years ago now, and started over and founded Wired Mustang because I saw there was a need for companies to have actually proper representation online. And as you know, unfortunately, most digital marketing agencies have a pretty bad reputation, and we're here to change that. So
that is awesome. I think new beginnings are great. What made you decide to move to Colorado?
I lived in New York for about a decade, and in Dallas and in Los Angeles and all over the place, and got to a point in my life where I had to start over from scratch. I went through a pretty nasty divorce, which was very hard. And I do have horses and a dog. So Colorado was always on the top of my list. So I decided to just come here and start over, basically. Best thing I've ever done, Brad. I should have done that years and years ago. Honestly, it's awesome.
20 sometimes, right? So. Yeah. Well, that's good. How many horses do you have, Anna?
I have 2 horses. One is a jumper horse which I compete with, and the other one is a retired jumper horse that my partner taken over to. He does the Western thing that I don't really understand, but I support it 100%. So horses are our children, and I ride every day, train every day, because it is our duty to my horse to do that.
That's awesome. So it's a great exercise for you, great exercise for the horse. And I think it's cool that you compete on not only a local, but a national level, don't you?
I do, actually. And we were hoping that the Colorado Horse Park is actually going to open up this summer. We don't know yet. All horse shows are stopped at the moment. But yes, we do travel quite a bit, go to California, go to Santa Fe, New Mexico. And it's just a lot of fun. It's a dedication, it's a passion, and it's something that we do because we love it. Same with our business.
And that kind of ties in, even though you're not riding wild or wired Mustangs, that the Mustang being comes into your business, obviously, right?
Yeah, we had to come up with a special, as any brand in a very saturated market, there's so many digital marketing agencies out there. You have to do something that feels very close to your heart in order to be able to do it correctly. So when we came up with the Wired Mustang name, obviously I'm wired, we're a little high strung, but also Mustangs because it was one of the horse that I have, Bo. He is actually the original Mustang, and he was the inspiration for our logo that we actually have on our website that gallops and all that goody stuff. So
that's awesome.
We have a very specific brand language. So it's very close to my heart and my partner's heart and everyone who's involved in our team.
Excellent. Excellent. So let's talk about digital marketing and COVID-19. What are you recommending to some of your clients? What are you seeing out there that's being successful? Why don't you share a little insight on that?
I will absolutely. I'd love to do that. And first of all, why we're very lucky, very blessed and fortunate that we maintain all our clients. What we've done is that when it comes to marketing, that the first people do, or when something is very scary, like the COVID situation right now, or any other situation with a business, people tend to stop to market. And that is the biggest mistake you can make, because think about it. If you, business owner number 1, always compete with business owner number 2, and you stop staying top of mind, meaning continue to do your marketing. If it's not only digital, whatever it is that you do for your business, if you stop, people will forget about you. And so then the business number 2 will take over. So does that make sense? So you always need to continue in one shape, way, or form with your branding, no matter what you do. Because it's also, I talk a lot in analogies, Brad, and perfect example is that imagine that you're running up a mountain, and you're starting to get really tired, and it starts to thunderstorm, and that you're almost there and decide at the last minute, I'm going to go back down. Then you have to start all over again. So you have to continue. Marketing is not a magic pill. It's a continuation to be able to carry out your brand and your services correctly, because people forget. And there's always going to be someone that comes up and do it bigger, better, and faster than you unless you continue.
I think that's a really important message for all business owners out there. And it is interesting that when times are tough or revenue is off and their business is slow down, I think marketing is one of those things that a lot of people look at as an area to cut. And your advice is, I think, solid, that don't stop doing and staying in front of people out there if you want to be on. But they're tough decisions because everybody's scaling back a little bit and tightening their belt and trimming their budgets to maintain their business.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, that's interesting. So what's the right message out there for people? Can you elaborate on that maybe?
Absolutely. It's obviously dependent on what kind of business you're in, but what the right message we found for our clients and for the way we communicate is stop the hardcore selling. That is not what people want to hear now. I don't want to hear, buy my service, do this, do that. I want to hear, what can you do to help me right now? As a business owner, I'm scared, I'm alone. I don't know what to do. I don't need to be sold at. Right. So what we advised our clients, we do for our clients, and we also do for non-clients. We provide extra services. We do a lot of videos just to help other brand owners to stay top of mind with a softer, more empathetic and sympathetic message. Mm-hmm. Really think about it yourself. You hate it when someone tries to sell you something when you're tired or scared, or it is something that you're off. You're just not receptive. And the first thing that you'll do, you'll be like, absolutely not. You put up your hands and say, go away, I hate you. Mm-hmm. Instead of saying, okay, thank you for being, a helping hand to me with whatever it is that my situation is with my business or whatever that could be. So it's changing it from, don't be hardcore sell, be more empathetic and sympathetic with your messaging.
Well, that's exactly what I've been trying to do and sharing, and I'm trying to add value to as many people as I can. Yeah. One of the reasons that I'm doing these real talks out there is adding value. The listener response and the viewer response has been very, very positive. Yeah. And they love the stories and they're getting feedback. The other thing that I'm trying to do, and I think many people are connecting. How many more people can I get connected to in this time? And it goes back to friends from grade school all the way through somebody maybe a business contact I haven't talked to for a couple of years. Yeah. And I think everybody is in this connected mindset just based on our isolations. Like, who else can I talk to today, right? Yeah. And to stave off the craziness, if you.
Absolutely, because the biggest punishment we can give a person is to put them in solitary confinement, which is also known as prisons. Right. So what we've been going through is almost like this prison situation. And what with the digital and what you're doing, and I love the talks that you do, they're awesome. And it's really inspirational. It means that we're not alone. Right. It's actually, you're talking to people. I'm probably going to be that really weird person in Parker here that once everything opens up, I'm going to run around and hug people because I like to hug, and be that person. It's like, okay,
so that's a warning for everybody in Parker, Colorado. Look out for Anna when that thing she's coming at you with a hug.
Right, here she comes, crazy woman. So no, I try not to do that. But it's just interesting how we humans, we're so it's so important for us to be connected. And if we can't be physically next to someone, we have to have this. So I think this is an excellent opportunity to train people to actually use digital media as a connection tool, not only personally, but also for their businesses.
I think that's great. And I think this will, and the use of Zoom obviously has changed the way we communicate, the way business is getting done today, or those, the continuity of successful plans. Everybody's on a Zoom. And I think that's going to affect the way we do business moving forward, and more so, and cut back on travel, on business. It's going to be right in the future.
It's funny you mentioned that, Brad, because I was talking to a lady today. She goes, I said, how is your business? She goes, it's ticking along, but I'm so much more productive because I don't have to be stuck in traffic. I can just do this. Right. So there are a lot of positives about it.
Yeah, and I think we have to look for those silver linings, like, getting connected to our friends and family that we've lost touch with, as well as how much
Yeah.
more productive you can be, or maybe getting the amount of work done in a smaller number of hours. So
Oh,
it's
for sure.
all
For
good.
sure.
It's all good. Let's talk about business mistakes. 3 major business mistakes business owners.
That business owners make. Oh, this is my favorite thing in the whole world. The reason we hammer on about this is because there's so many right ways to do it and there's so many wrong ways to do it. So the 3 major things that we've seen and that we talk about quite a bit is, the first one is, and again, I talk a lot in analogies.
Mhm.
So imagine this: you go on a date and they never met this girl before, and she's beautiful and she's seemed intelligent and all that. You have a glass of wine, and the first thing that she says, "Hey Brad, since this is our first date, I thought we should talk about the names of our future children." You just go, whoa.
Okay. Whoa. Slow
Right?
down.
Analogies. Perfect example, LinkedIn. "Hi, Brad, this is Anna. You don't know me, but I'm awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm selling you something that you don't need. And here's a link to my calendar invite." Major mistake. I get this all the time. I get about 10 to 15 a day. And it drives me crazy because you have to earn someone's trust before you try to sell them something. Start a dialogue, be softer. So number 1 is try not to get married on the first date. Earn people's trust. The second one that I see, and this drives me absolutely insane, is the random ad hoc digital tactics that business owners, "Oh, let's just try a little social media," or "Let's try a LinkedIn," or "Let's try an SEO campaign." And what happens, Brad, is that if you don't have a strategy
Mhm.
for your tactics, it's going to be very costly, it's going to be very inefficient, and you're not going to have the cohesive message across different tactics. And that's not only digital, they can be offline, because you want to take your online relationship to an offline relationship.
Okay.
And you have to have a consistent message. So having random digital tactics is the kiss of death that we've seen. Do one tactic really, really well based on strategy with the right message. And that leads me to number 3. The third thing that businesses are not doing right when it comes to their marketing is that they don't communicate so that the prospect actually feels understood. If you're talking to a horse person, or even, let's just say, a horse person, if you talk horse talk to me, I will get you. I will understand you. If you're trying to sell me baby clothes, I will not understand you because you're talking baby talk. Does that make sense?
It definitely makes sense.
You need to make sure, you need to make sure that you are getting into the head of the consumer's mind and actually really do the research. What's interesting to them? They want to feel understood. They don't want to be sold at. We all hate being sold to.
Yep.
I hate it.
Everybody does. I'm a
Right?
sales guy. I hate to be sold to.
And we all think we're immune, and we're not. But it's just I used to work for one of my agencies in New York, and it was a packaging agency. And my boss at the time, I swear, Brad, he could sell the Brooklyn Bridge, as we say. He could sell anything, but it was very unpleasant. He wasn't nice.
Kind of
So
feel,
those are the 3 things that agencies do. So don't get married on the first date. Make sure you have a strategy before you embark upon tactics, or do one tactic really, really well. And then make sure that you have the right message so people can understand who you are and what you're selling.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, this has just been wonderful, one, to catch up. We haven't spoken to one another for some time, so it's nice to see you and catch up a little bit on a personal level before we jumped on this interview, Anna. And out of respect for time, I have one last question, and that is, what is the best way for somebody to get a hold of you if they want to continue this conversation, this dialogue, or maybe they have some specific question on their digital marketing strategy? How should they get a hold of you?
Absolutely. Our website is wiredmustang.com, but also shoot me an email, Anna, ANNA, @wiredmustang.com, or give me a call on my cell, 646-388-2675. Happy to share, happy to talk, and see how we can help business owner be better out there, because you know, everyone who, I have to say, everyone who has their own business have the right to be successful, I think. So anything I can do to help with that.
Well, that is awesome. And once again, thank you for your time and all the great nuggets and information that you shared today. And again, it's been just such a treat, and can't wait to get a hug from you as soon as you can.
Thank you so much, Brad. I really appreciate it.